Wednesday.
No, will we say something else?
Guess what day it is.
Okay, go ahead and start it. Do it.
Guess what day it is.
What day is it?
Hump Day with the Hearts.
Hey! I love Wednesdays. Like I look forward to coming on here with you and talking. It's kind of like our foreplay.
Foreplay?
Yeah. But we never have sex afterwards.
Yes, we have.
Oh, we have.
Yes, we have.
But usually no. Okay. Anyway, introduce us, man.
No. Hey, everyone. We're the Hearts. For those of you guys that don't know us, I am Tony Macaroni. And this
Tony
right here,
Macaroni.
Yeah, today I'm Tony Macaroni. And this is Shotty.
I don't have no name.
The dildo wrangler. Oh yeah, I got you, baby. I got you.
I am the dildo wrangler. It's on my business card and everything. Somebody commented on this week. They sent me an email and they was like, because it's my tag on my email, and they was like, I love your title. Thanks, Phil.
Appreciate it. I came up with that.
You did not. You a lie.
No.
But the microphone's not turned the right way.
So we got to turn it around. My bad.
So tonight, you didn't finish introducing us. So I am a sex educator. I am a certified sex coach, and together with my lover. That's
right.
what I'm starting to call you lover now. You're not my partner anymore. You're my lover.
Oh, yeah,
lover. It's a new thing. You're my lover.
Sounds very sassy.
I got that from Lex, one of my colleagues, sex educator. She's awesome. She calls her husband lover, and I said, "Ooh, I love that." So you're lover. We own Heart's Desires, erotic boutiques in the DC area, and we come every Wednesday. Well, we try to come every Wednesday with a different topic about sex, relationships, sex toys, pleasure in general, just all the things. So this week's topic, so I always come up with the topics. He never helps me with the topics. But this week's topic is, I had came up with how to have amazing sex. Different pointers, because now that the outside is opening up and people are finally, getting out there in the world.
Yep.
I don't think you hit that.
Hit.
The Instagram. It's not on.
It's not on?
No, it's not on live.
Oh.
So now that people are actually starting to get out there in the world, people are going to be having sex more often. And, oh my goodness. Never let him, that's not how you do it. Go back. No, yeah. Lie. Okay. So now that the world is opening up, we are having technical difficulties. Just forget it, Tony. Sweetie, just forget it. Just forget it. Okay. Starting over again. Since the world is going to be opening up and people are going to be getting out there more often, what are some of the things people can do to have amazing sex? I forgot to tell you, we are just all wrong tonight with our technology. So what can people do to have amazing sex? So I had planned this whole show, and then I asked a question on my page and said, what are some of the things that let you know you have an amazing sex? And also, what are any of the things that are preventing you from having amazing sex? And people was on it with the things that are preventing them. So I was like, you know what? Scratch that. Let's just go ahead and just address everybody's concerns. What do you think?
Well, if you're having bad sex or you're not having amazing sex, oh well.
Oh well.
Uh,
So what to you, what is amazing sex?
it's when you think about it afterwards.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
like you yearn for more, or like
Yearn even.
yeah, like this is one more.
Okay.
Right? You know, like one of those days where I call and be like, yo, last night, woohoo. Or you wake up that next morning and be like, damn, she nasty. I love that woman.
Oh, you talking about me?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have no sister wife, so I
No.
had no choice.
No sister wife. So let's just get into it. We're gonna start addressing people's concerns of
Sure.
why they're not having amazing sex. Now, do you think that okay? So we should we be like extremely politically correct, or should we just be raw, go hard with the answers?
I got married so I could go raw.
This is the worst.
That's the reason you go married. Like, no, I'm tired of buying condoms. Oh, shout out to Washington, D.C. for giving out free condoms. Appreciate you.
When they give out free condoms?
They have places that they give out free condoms.
Oh, okay.
You know that.
Okay. So let's see. Let me go to captions. The first. Oh, that's my phone. I was like, what the hell is the noise?
She didn't turn everything on mute. She got stuff replaying. Back
so the first issue, this was exactly the first thing that came in. And I wrote them down. Said, my husband's dick is too small. So that is why they are not having amazing sex. What do you say to that?
That ain't the reason, but okay. I don't think penis size, like, I mean, you got married to the dude, so obviously it wasn't the size of the penis. Did you think it was going to get bigger, like the number of years you guys get married or something? Like, as soon as he said I do, he's going to get this 10-inch dick or something? Like,
now, I think that sometimes, I think as women, sometimes we might settle. And maybe this person had all these other things. You know, they had a nice job. They were handsome. They treated us nice. You know, they treated their mama nice. So we was like, you know what? I'm going to overlook this little dick. Because as women, a lot of times we don't put our pleasure first. Yeah. We put all these other things first. So maybe she settled. And now maybe she's at the point that's like, nah.
It ain't enough.
It ain't enough. So what advice can you give her about how she can have amazing sex with her husband's small dick?
Oh, well, I would probably recommend introducing some type of toys, you know, to be able to compensate where size can be overlooked.
So you think he should put a hollow strap on? So you want him to put something on?
Nah, you know, it doesn't always have to be a penis extender to make it longer. You know, like, I mean, you have said plenty of times as far as, like, you know, when you're explaining toys and everything, and when it comes to the vagina, where the nerve endings are. And not everyone is going to get that A-spot or cervix type contact. You know, sometimes
you remember from last week.
Yeah, I come down a little lower.
I mean, but for me, girthiness is more important than length. But let's say length is important, right? Length is everything. Some things that talking to the wife to ask the question, some things that you could do is try different positions. There's different positions that you could put your body in that is going to make it go deeper.
Yes.
Like, instead of just doing missionary style, you know, try doing it doggy style. Try using some pillows to elevate your pelvis. And so they could get in there.
Go deeper, yeah.
Go deeper. So that's what one thing that I would start off with is try different positions. Introduce different toys. to compensate for the lack of stimulation that you want. And don't tell him he has a little dick. Do little dick dudes know they have little dicks?
I mean, I don't care how big a guy's dick is. Majority of the guys still want bigger or fatter, more girth, more this.
Guys, y'all want bigger dicks?
Yeah, I mean, so it's guys out here that still want bigger or fatter. I mean, like they might have a 9-inch dick, but they might think that it's too narrow, and they wish it was a little bit thicker.
Oh yeah, it's nothing worse than a long ass pencil dick. I'm sorry, and it's just bapping all around.
That's the reason why. They got issues.
I'm sorry, long ass pencil dicks. I don't want no long ass pencil dick. Throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
But yes, they do know. They do know, and guys are concerned about penis sizes. Of no matter how big, how small, no matter what their partner says about their penis is perfect size or anything, that question is always back in their head. It's always a thought. Yeah.
Also, what we talked about before, doing things so that the penis can feel better. Exercising your Kegels. I put a video up. The toy of the week was the Kegel exercises. So if your pelvic floor muscles are stronger, you can contract your pelvic floor muscles better and grip onto a little better. So maybe you got to do a little more work. I'm doing my Kegels. I don't have to move, but yeah. So, and also introducing other things. You could put like an anal plug or a small dildo in your butt. That takes up some of the room in your vaginal cavity, which makes your
vaginal canal.
Yeah, makes your vaginal canal feel fuller. Makes it feel a little smaller. So his dick feels bigger. So that's what I suggest. Putting stuff in your butt. Position pillows. Trying different positions in general. Using them pelvic floor muscles. Doing them Kegels on the dick. And what else? What was the last thing we said?
Position. Try toys.
Try toys. That was the last thing. Try toys.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
That definitely works.
Let's see. Next question.
Sometimes too big don't get hard. I see that comment.
Yeah.
Sometimes too big penises don't get hard.
It's like you a grower or a shower. Next one. My boyfriend's sex game is weak. So if you're just tuning in, these are things that people said are reasons they're not having amazing sex. My boyfriend's sex game is weak. It was a couple sentences before that, but that was basically the end.
Okay. My boyfriend's sex. Well, hold on. Define weak. Weak is the stroke game. Weak is the oral sex. Weak is foreplay. Which category of weak are we talking about? All right, let's take it in little set. Foreplay. Start off there. If your boyfriend's sex game is weak during foreplay, this is trying to build up arousal, trying to flirt and stuff like that, then I recommend going out and get games. There's a lot of different card games and things like that can help to increase the foreplay, increase the role play, so that way his game can increase. If it's doing oral sex, then there are techniques. We carry a couple books on how to have amazing oral sex, how to have mind-blowing oral sex. These little books and games give you techniques on different things you can try to actually help you perform better doing oral sex onto your partner. If it's doing intercourse, what about is it? Is the stroke too fast, too slow? Do they stutter and they start off good and then kind of switch up positions, or they switch positions too fast? You have to diagnose the real issue. Yeah, you gotta. What's the true issue?
Someone just said, "What's the topic?" So those are just joining in. These are topics that not topics.
What's your reason for you not to have amazing sex?
Yeah, what's preventing you from having amazing sex in your life? And people submitted these things, and we're talking about them. So my response is a little different from yours.
Oh, okay, go for it, babe.
So if a woman came to me and said that, because I didn't say it in this caption, my boyfriend's sex game is weak. The person writing it was a woman.
Oh, okay, it could have been a dude.
It could have been but it was a couple sentences before that, but that was the gist of everything. It was a woman. So if a woman came to me and said my boyfriend's sex game is weak, know what I would say?
Leave him, go find somebody else.
No, that's not what I would say. I would say, yo, that's your fault. That's all your fault. Like women, if your sex game is weak with your partner, or men, if your sex game is weak with your partner that's a woman, that's your fault for not being able to express what you need to get the pleasure. You have failed in communicating what you need for the person to make you feel good. And for a lot of women, they don't know what they need. They don't know what pleases them. One of the things that I always encourage is masturbation. Figure out the things that make you come. Figure out the spots on your body that when they touch them, or when you touch them, it feels pleasurable. If you don't know that, then you're not going to be able to tell somebody else. So if you are having bad sex, that is totally 100% without a doubt your fault. All your fault. I just had to get that out. We said we was being real tonight.
We're being real. We did say real.
We being real. That's your fault. Get it together. Figure out what you like. Put your big girl drawers on and tell your partner what it is that you like. If you can't communicate this, then maybe this isn't the person that you should be having sex with. If you, I feel like if you can't communicate your feelings, be vulnerable, feel respected, feel heard, feel like the person that you're having sex with is equally invested in your pleasure as much as you are. If that's not happening, then that's not someone you should be having sex with.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about that.
No. I'm with you. Actually, I agree with that. I kid you not. It was at one point in my life that if a woman did not masturbate, I wouldn't have sex with her. And because I felt that she wouldn't be able to relate to me what it is that she her likes and dislikes in the bedroom. And back then, I wanted to know more of her dislikes, what she didn't like and why she didn't like those things.
What don't I like?
You don't like aggressive fingers in your butt? You asked for it. I can't be too aggressive.
I don't like aggressive fingers in my butt. You better slow walk this ass. Don't be digging for gold up there. No, Slim.
It's like you do those things so that way you do your research. Like when you're dating, when you're having conversations on certain things, you're researching your partner as far as asking questions like, well, what do you like? What don't you like? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't you like that? Why don't you like this? And that told me whether or not I was going to, would this person be someone I wanted to pursue in a sexual encounter, or no, we're just going to be friends. That could put a woman in a friend zone. That put a woman in a friend zone real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, it did.
What else don't I like? See, now I'm curious. What you said you know what your partner doesn't like.
Tongue in your ears?
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Who likes squishy ears? I mean, I don't want to yuck nobody's yum, but squishy ears is
some
gross.
People, that's their spot, like their earlobe. Some people like
that's
their, like kissing. Some people like their neck. Everyone's different. So you got to learn your partner.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know you don't like when sometimes I be like, okay, I'm ready to go to sleep. And I be like, are you about to come?
Such a turn.
And in my head, I'm thinking like I'm speeding them along, and now I'm making it worse.
Yeah, I was like, I'm done. Time, y'all. That's it. Game over.
And I be looking at the clock. If I go to sleep right now, I would get 4 hours.
I'm breaking that damn clock in just a few minutes. I am breaking that clock, yo. No clocks in the bedroom.
Okay, so Are we good with that?
Yeah, we're good on that one.
Okay, my boyfriend's sex game is weak. We came to the conclusion
that it's the person who feels the sex game is weak. It's your fault.
To voice your concern.
Voice your concern. I saw a comment that says, "Closed mouths don't get fed." You know, it's like speak what you want, and I definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody just now said, sometimes being in pain gets in the way of having amazing sex. Oh. That's not one of my captions, but let me turn it off. Being in pain gets in the way of having amazing sex. Definitely.
I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah, so I think as so the person who asked the question, me, a vulva owner, I would wonder if it was pain in the vagina, you know, because there's lots of different conditions that could cause you to have just painful sex in general or pain in your body. So it could be two different things. If you're someone that suffers from chronic pain in general for your body,
bad drips of water on myself.
Then that's going to influence the pain. If you're someone that suffers from vaginal pain while you're having sex, then that's going to be a big reason that you're not going to be having amazing sex. Always see a doctor. Vaginismus, all these different things. Sometimes the pelvic floor muscles are super tight. That could be painful. People come in, they ask for dilators and things like that to try to open up the vaginal canal. But just being in pain body-wise, I know if I'm in pain, I don't want to have sex. It's hard for me to get aroused. And if I'm not aroused enough, then, I'm not lubricated enough. My body's not all nice and juicy. That's not going to make a good sex.
The only thing I can think of is doggy style, where like if you have a more petite woman and it kind of like her butt kind of like bangs against your body, that hurts a little bit. Yeah, I can't do that. That doggy style, her butt bone muscle just be eating it too.
So you're not a fan of you won't have the hashtag t-shirt "Little Booties Matter."
Little booties matter. You still.
You just hating on the little booty.
No, not all of them. Not all of them, because a little booty doesn't mean no booty, but it's a difference. But that's all. That's the only thing I can sit there and say that hurts. Or oral sex teeth, that turned me off real quick.
Well, the next topic. So if you're just joining us, these are reasons why you're not having amazing sex. Next reason is someone submitted, I have trouble staying hard for longer than a few minutes. And this was a penis owner that said this.
Yeah.
So what are some solutions that you have a penis? What are some solutions you can give him?
Number one, the fact, long as you can get an erection, then the next steps, you say you can't stay hard longer than a few minutes.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the person with the penis, they can get erection, but they can't stay there. So as long as you can get one, then I would recommend a cock ring. And what a cock ring does is it'll squeeze against the shaft to let the blood stay in the penis. So I'll definitely probably say, try out a few different cock rings. See how you like them. They come in leather, they come in metal, they come in silicone, they come in nylon. They have tons of different ones that you can sit there and be able to try out.
We have them on heartsdesires.com. We have quite a few different ones. If you're local, come into the store.
Yeah, come on in. I got you. I love talking about cock rings. It's a very exciting. I'll be honest with you. Like probably the number one topic I really enjoy talking about is penis pleasure, as far as erections, performance. That's definitely one of my most favorite conversations.
Carly says steel or plastic. Those steel ones you got to be experienced for them steel ones.
Yeah, that's going to take a while because you got to have the right measurements. You got to actually measure where you want. If you want it around the shaft and the sack together or just around the shaft. A lot of the metal ones, people are installing them when a guy is flaccid or soft. So basically it makes it easier to be able to get in. Also, they'll apply lubricant around the ring so that way, or around the shaft so that way that they don't get any chafing, or if you have hair, it doesn't pull in any type of way.
But first of all, if you are having erection problems, you're a penis owner, you're having erection problems, see a doctor. First things first, see a doctor, because that can show that there's an issue with blood flow. And having an issue with blood flow, don't want to scare anybody, but having an issue with blood flow could be a sign that something else is going on health-wise. So if you have any type of erection, can't get hard, can't stay hard, all these different things, make sure that you see a doctor first.
Yeah, because, at least find that underlying reason, whether it's high blood pressure, diabetes, stress. It's a ton of other things that can cause it. So, yes.
Pills.
Certain allergy medicines, they can cause they cause it. Side effects of
what about people not side people are saying why does this message keep coming up again? Different Viagra, the Rhino 17, different pills.
The pills does work, but still you should at least know, like Shani said, you should at least know your reasons why you're not getting an erection. So that makes it easier for you to be able to look for performance products or dietary supplements, drinks or pills that can help you be able to have it. Now, a lot of the over-the-counter supplements, they come in pill form, they come in jellies, they come in drinks, they come in a honey like that you can put in your tea or something and drink, or just take it straight. You got tons of options for guys. Yeah. That's the best part. Like, there's ways to get you erect, but finding out why you can't get erect, that's the hard part.
Siobhan says he won't go to the doctor, or he might be embarrassed.
Oh yeah. But I'll be honest with you. Any guy understands. Like, I'm beyond all guys. So
how do you get them to go? If someone's having a problem and they won't go to the doctor, then what? Do you give up? Do you be like, look, I'm not going to keep putting up with your soft dick. You're not doing anything about it.
Sometimes you have to be, you got to play you got to be that tough person and give tough love. Sometimes, if that person can handle it. If the person can't handle tough
men love. Are hard. Men, dick and the egos. It's hard to give tough love about dicks.
Okay, so if it's a husband, you probably got a better chance, or a long-term relationship, you probably have a better chance of talking to them because you already know, kind of can gauge how far you can go before that person's ego starts to get in the way. But hey, if it might take the fact that he go talk to another guy, whether or not he watched some of our videos or you guys watch them together. Sometimes this will help. I can be honest with you. A lot of guys feel like that toys shouldn't be in the bedroom, and then they meet me, and I'm like, you can do it. Like, even as a single guy, like me with the toy, you without. Trust and believe. She going home with me.
Okay, so erection problems. First of all, see your doctor. Figure out if it's something medically wrong.
Number one.
Know that different medications could affect your erection. So it's either going to be, with erection issues, it's going to be medical, or it's going to be emotional.
Emotional, yeah, stress related.
Yep. Stress related, relationship issues, trouble at work, family issues, all those kinds of money issues. So first, let's rule out if it's medical or not.
Yes.
Then second, let's figure out what's going on with that.
That makes it easier.
You can use a cock ring.
Cock rings, penis pumps.
Enhancement pills.
Drinks, stuff like
all
that.
All of that.
Yes.
Okay.
I love that. That was a good question. I like that one.
You like any questions where it's guys asking the question?
Hey, guys, we got to stick together, fellas. We got this. So our whole goal is to be able to please our partner, and the fact that we get to talk trash, like, to your mate. You get to sit there and be like, yeah, I hear you talking, but when we get in that bedroom, I'm going to beat that joker up.
One last thing I want to say about guys and their erections. Fellas, take better care of yourselves. Most of our followers, most of you guys watching, are Black men. Black people, we're suffering from diabetes. We're suffering from high blood pressure. We're suffering from all these different things. Black people are on all of these different medications. Fellas, do you know that your health, maybe if they knew that their health affects their dick, maybe guys would take better care of themselves. Do you think?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. That cheeseburger.
Your health, your weight, your overall eating habits, all of these different things, your stress level, they affect your penis. They affect your dick. If you want to have a hard dick, let's take a little bit better care of yourself. Health-wise. How about that?
All right. Okay. All right. I see the next question already on the screen.
Oh, I got the next question on the screen.
It's already queued up.
Well, the next reason why someone submitted, if you're just tuning in, these are reasons that people submitted why they're not having amazing sex. Next reason, I never come from sex, just from oral sex when my boyfriend eats me out. Real talk, you are like most women.
You're normal.
This is normal. This is something totally normal. All of our good, if you watched our video last week, I talked about the clitoris, over 8,000 nerve endings in the clitoris. This is where, like, this is our money spot. This is where all the, mostly, all of our feel good, genital, sensitive parts where we get our pleasure from. It's the clit. It's the clit. It's the clit. It's the business. So when you're receiving oral sex, all the attention is on the clit. That's where all that pleasure is coming from. So when you're having penetrative sex with a penis into your vagina, there's not a whole lot of nerve endings inside the vagina. So you're not going to get as much stimulation as you would have with oral sex. So what can you do?
Well, from my point of view, I can tell you, like, this is how I know. Women, y'all have a small little telltale when how I know I need to focus on the clit for that particular
during
woman.
Sex,
during intercourse. A woman on top, she riding. It's the way she rides. She doesn't go up and down. She actually rubs and thrusts back and forth.
But that's why a lot of women say that they can have orgasms from being on top, but they can't from mission. It's not that. It's because of what you just said. You're not really having an orgasm from the actual dick. You're having an orgasm from your clit rubbing against their pubic bone. For most women, some women are able to have G-spot orgasms and have orgasms from penetrative sex. But for a lot of women, when you're on top and you're riding, it's actually the grinding of your clit against their hard pubic bone or any other part of their body that's actually giving you the orgasm.
Yeah. So, and they're missionary, they'll do the same thing, except they'll take the pelvis and they'll kind of hike it up to make sure the clit is exposed a little bit more. So that way when you're thrusting against it, they want closer contact. So if you're in a missionary position, they want you to be a little closer. Like they do this little weird thing. So when they do that
don't look sexy at all.
It ain't, but y'all do it.
Or what you can do to make it a whole lot easier is grab, what's something I have right here? Grab a toy. This is a wand. This is the Aria wand. Grab a toy and hold this on your clit. Give it to your partner. Sometimes if you're a vulva owner and your partner has a penis, they want to be involved. They might be a little emasculated by toys. I don't know why. I don't know why they are. But give it to them. Let them hold it on your clit while you're having sex so that you can get that clitoral stimulation. So for the person that submitted this, I never come from sex, just from oral sex when my boyfriend eats me out.
Congratulations.
That's normal.
You're still having an orgasm. There are tons of women today, in today's time, who are not having orgasms with partners. I can tell you, if you ever watch the movie Color Purple, and I always say this, I know, but still, the movie Color Purple, it's Celie says, she's like, Mister just gets on top of me and does his business. That today there are men and women who feel the same way, that their partner is just getting on top of them, getting their rocks off, and then rolling out. And now we have to find our voice. We have to be able to express to our partners that we want more, and we desire certain things in order for us to find it to be much more pleasurable. And especially when your partner can be able to tweak you and you can tweak your partner and be able to have those fun times, yo, to me, that's amazing sex.
So that leads right into the next sentiment that somebody left. Why they're not having amazing sex. They wrote and said, he's not freaky enough. So that kind of, it boils on to what you just said. Communication. Being able to tell somebody what it is you want. One thing that I really love, if anybody's ever seen it, if you Google a sexual yes, no, maybe list. That's an awesome list where you could do with your partner, and it has so many different aspects of sex, like penetrative sex, foreplay, BDSM type things, everything. And you could go through the list and say yes, no, maybe. And at any time, these answers could change. Your no could change to a yes. Your yes could change to no. But let's just say you do it for the first time. You do yours. I do mine. Yeah, you do them separately.
Okay.
Yeah. This is my yes, my no, my maybes. And then you have your list of your yes, your no, your maybes. And then we sit down and compare lists, which is opening up the conversation. So now we can see, when it gets to, spanking somebody with a wooden paddle, I have a yes on my list. You have a yes.
Me being spanked?
I'm saying, this is just an example. I'm not about to spank you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, pick something else.
Yes.
Okay, just something you get your list and you agree on something.
Yes.
Then it's like, oh, snap.
I'm down with that. I'm down with spanking.
Let's try that.
You want me to spank?
I'm talking about the yes, no, maybe list for the person to answer the question.
I tried. I'm down.
Well, you already know that I like to be spanked. You're so loud. You're so the worst.
I know.
But it's just talking about things. So he's not freaky enough, meaning that maybe you haven't really expressed the things that you want to do. Maybe there's some of the things on the yes, no, maybe list that you'll be surprised that he'll do, but you won't know if you don't ask.
Yeah, definitely got to ask.
Okay.
I love questions.
I know, right? Okay, next one is, my wife never wants to have sex. It's at my job. I work with all guys, and I hear them talking about their wives all the time. Now, granted, desire is what makes you want to have sex. As women in general, a lot of us suffer from having low desire. That's like one of the number one complaints from women is getting up to feeling like they want to have sex. For a lot of people, like, you might know once you actually get in it, it's probably going to feel good, everything. But just getting to that point to want to have sex. Sometimes that's hard for women, especially like now. I did a video about desire during COVID. Your brain is the biggest orgasm there is when it comes to your pleasure and sex and everything like that. Yeah. So during COVID, like especially when it first started, people are worrying about their jobs. They're worrying about their health. They're worrying about their family's health. And so sex might not be the number one thing on somebody's brain. It might make desire go down. Why are you making that face?
My sex is always on my mind. Sex is on my mind.
You're not a woman.
Okay.
You see, I'm very passionate about this because men always get on women about the lack of desire to have sex. But maybe you should do some more things to increase desire. Like one of the things I suggest to people is to start earlier in the day. Start the foreplay early in the day. Like if you wait until, it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm ready to go to sleep and you're like, hey, you up? That might not do it.
It sound good, but sometimes that's difficult. What if they're like a school teacher? It's hard. You got these bad little kids or something. You can't sit there and just be texting your wife. You're like,
you can text them,
yo.
and then when they go on their lunch break, they'll see it and be like, oh.
Like, look, little Jimmy, what's 1 + 1? Yo, I want to get in the drawers tonight, yada, yada. No, little Jimmy, it's not 18.
There's other ways besides texting that you can get started during the day. Maybe before they leave to go to work, you give them a long, passionate kiss. Give them something to think about. They drive to work and be like, that felt good. Got some stuff stirring in me and everything.
Okay.
Could you do that?
I could.
Could you email them something sexy? Maybe, you saw something on heartsdesires.com. And you send them something. I mean, there's lots of ways. You just have to use your imagination. There's lots of things that you can do to start the desire off earlier in the day. What are some other things that you think the husband could do to help his wife with this?
If she's into flowers, definitely I would probably say that, or certain little trinkets or things. Maybe buy some lingerie that she would like. And that's one thing. So a lot of people like, I love lingerie, but I don't wear it. I don't buy it for my lady because it's only going to be on for a minute. The secret is buying lingerie with the crotchless lingerie, things that's giving you easy access to the goodies. That's how you buy lingerie. That way she can keep it on the whole entire time and you still got access to the goodies. No matter if it's for oral sex or intercourse, you still could be able to do it.
I'm going to do you one better than that.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm always open for
So you started with what made me think about, you started by buy her little trinkets, buy her this. How about you do things to actually play into her love language?
Oh, okay. All right.
You have to know what your partner's love language is. Maybe it's not gifts.
Maybe it's not gifts. That's right.
A lot of times for women, we have, like I said, we might be stressed and all these different things play into how intimate we want to be and how desire is going to work. If you take a little bit off of our plate, maybe if you got dinner started, or maybe if you have kids, you did something with the kids. Maybe you got the laundry out the dryer and folded it. Maybe if you took some of her stresses away from her day, then maybe she's like, oh, thank you. And be more in the mood. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Y'all don't think about that kind of stuff.
We ain't women. We're not women. We're not the ladies.
I hope somebody right now is listening to me with these tips and is like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to do what I can to make her life easier to get some draws. Oh, don't do that. That is not nice. No. But doesn't it make sense?
To other women, yes, it makes good sense.
No.
To guys, just give me them draws. Roll over. Let me take it.
See, the thing about men and women, it's like it's this book that I love that's called Come As You Are. And it talks a lot about desire and arousal. So men are all about desire and arousal is based on, like, say, a car. Men are all about the gas. They're always on the gas.
Uh-huh.
The desire is always going pedal to the metal. Women are more about the brakes. Like, this is bothering me. That bitch at work done pissed me off. I'm mad about that. The kids, they didn't clean their room. Dinner's not ready. I have to go do this. I have to, pay the bills. Not maybe with the money, but I got to do all the things. All these different things are all the brakes. So if your partner could take your foot off of the brake a little bit by freeing up some of the things that are occupying the stress in our brains, that's going to help us get more in the mood. That's going to help us release off the brake and push on the gas a little bit.
Yeah, but some guys, the way we are, like, okay, if you sit there and say, hey, I need you to dump the trash. I need you to get a haircut, play with the kids, do the homework. And that's going to help you get more in the mood because we do these things. Well, the way we think is like, all right, on Tuesday, I done sat there and did X, Y, and Z. Now I'm looking around like, yo, I played with the kids, I cut the grass, I washed the car, I did this. Now I want to have sex. And then you still tell me no. It's like, you know what? And then like, well, you only did it one day. It's always something else. You only did it one day. I actually heard a woman tell her husband that. You only did it one day, but you asked me to do it. You asked for me to do it. And then once I do it, now.
So the thing is, we don't want you to do it. I mean, we don't want to have to ask you to do it. Some of the thing of relieving the stress is doing things without me having to ask you.
But you sit there, communication. You say, hey, this is what I need from you. And then we do what you need, and you still don't give us sex.
Well, then that wasn't. So you're doing it. Wait, you're just doing it to have sex.
What else is there?
You're supposed to be doing it to make my life easier.
Ladies, everything that men do is for sex. We make money to have sex. We buy cars to have sex. We have apartments and homes to have sex. Like everything in life is to have sex. That's the only thing we
I need somebody with a penis to comment and say, do you agree with him?
No. Everything. There is not one person. I don't care if you're anyone who wants to be with someone. Like you get flashy. You wear nice clothes. You go. You do these things.
You ain't wear nice clothes.
I used other tactics. It wasn't my clothes that was going to get you. It was going to be my game.
You don't have no game. You ain't have no game at all.
Don't call me Tony Macaroni.
No one calls you Tony Macaroni.
That's right, Tony Macaroni, because I talk no baloney, baby. Hey.
If that isn't the corniest thing. Whatever. But you don't agree that if you would do things, if my love language is acts of service, you're going to do things for me, like, cut the grass, get my car washed, or whatever the things that I want. If my love language is gifts, you might see some in the store. This reminds me of her. Like, you're going to do the things that are going to make me feel good. You're also going to do the things that are going to make my life easier, like I said, so that I don't have to be stressed out. I don't have to be worried about women. We have to worry about so many black women especially. We have to worry about so many different things. Black women in general are like the bottom of the totem pole. And we have so many other things that we're thinking about and dealing with when we go out into this world. Just make our lives a little easier. Maybe we'll give you some. Make it a lot easier. We might suck your dick. I don't know. Why are you making a face?
Okay. So I'm looking more at this question. Never wants to have sex. Okay. Has to be some type of, if your mate comes to you, male or female, I don't care, your mate comes to you and say, hey, we haven't had sex in 3 full months. Like, we need to get it in. We need to make time. We need to schedule something, do something. Regardless of what's going on, the fact that your mate came to you, I would think that, because it says, my wife never wants to have sex. Never is I'm thinking.
I'm sure they're exaggerating.
Never is a long time, but if you say 3 months or more, I think she needs to stop what she's doing, or your mate needs to stop what they're doing and focus on you, or focus on the bedroom. That's all.
We would have to have it to really, really get to the core of everything. It would have to be more questions that would have to be asked. We're just talking in the whole general.
But the word never scares me. Never had, never.
Y'all be lying and exaggerating. I'm sure it's not never.
Somebody said 3 to 4 months. Y'all, that's a long time. That's a long time. That's extremely long.
Well, that's why we said that we're advocates of scheduling sex, because some people, it's not that they might not desire sex. It's not that they might not be attracted to their partner. It might not be they're not in love with the partner anymore. Just sometimes people let their lives get the best of them. Like a lot of us now, like we got full-time jobs. We got our side hustles. We have our families. We have all these different things. And sometimes you don't put sex with your partner as a priority. So scheduling sex is something, what?
Cut it all off. Stop it. Side hustles got to go. Whatever. All that. Give me them draws.
We had to schedule sex. We went 3 months one time without having sex.
Someone actually said that, maybe she's not attracted to her mate anymore, the person. Maybe.
But all of this boils down to communication. Like having an open and honest talk of like, hey, this is the way I'm feeling. And sometimes people don't know how to start the conversations off. Sometimes you need like a light touch and say, hey, I really want to talk about a relationship. Are you in a place that we can talk about this? Because everyone might not be ready at that exact moment that you want to talk, that they're ready to talk, right?
Yeah.
And then say, hey, I feel that, our intimacy isn't at the level that it used to be. Instead of saying, you don't fuck me no more. You know what I mean? Instead of using all of that defensive language.
Shit.
What?
Nah, go ahead.
I said you have to put it in a way that the person is not going to be highly offensive. Use some I statements. I feel, I think, I wish, all these different things. And get the conversation going.
Someone said 3-4 days is too long.
3-4 days is too long. We don't have sex every 3 to 4 days.
No, it's different. But it's up to everyone has their own level. But I enjoy that. That was funny.
Well, because they're in the house together. It's COVID time. He might eat with his mouth open. Might have poopy draws. Poopy draws.
Yeah.
And you're in the house all day. You got poopy draws.
There are tons of people who have been home during the quarantine and haven't showered for days. Yes, that's true. And that is a turnoff. If I sit there and see you in the same nightgown,
yoga pants.
Just something like that I'm with you. I am with you. I even had a friend one time, like her hair would be all messed up around her husband. Like, yo, what you doing? Like,
my hair be jacked up around you.
No, you put that little bonnet thing on. No, it doesn't.
A lot of men don't like the bonnet.
Yeah, well, that's true. I don't have a problem with the bonnet.
You like the bonnet?
Well, you be hitting that joint from the back. Your joint be like,
Why you tell him I keep the bonnet on when we do it?
I tell you, rocking, how your hair rocking back and forth. Yeah.
I hate you so bad. So bad.
Look.
Somebody come get him. I'm over it.
You say you're tired of the bonnet, you got to find ways to make it work. And, like the bonnet in the doggy style position, that's a mean joker.
Oh my God. What was the last question? Did I write it down?
I think it's in the queue. Okay.
The last thing it was.
Hold up. Was that the last one?
Sometimes it hurts during sex, but I just go with it. So that goes back to what we said about pain issues. Right. Lube, that was something that I thought about too. Using lube. Lube, the wetter, the better. So lube is not just for postmenopausal women. Everyone can use lube. Don't you think?
Everyone should. Yes.
So, I would be concerned if it's pain from actual like pelvic floor issues, vagina issues, or is it just that it's not lubricated enough? So that would be a question.
Well,
but I would try lube.
Yeah, some people, and I got a homeboy, and I kid you not, like he's a gay man, and he always say, "Ooh, it hurts so good." Like he likes a little bit of pain with it, but I'm just like that.
He's the receiver or the giver?
Receiving. He receives.
Right.
He does both, but in a receiving form, he doesn't like for it to be well lubricated. He just likes a little bit of lubricate because he still wants to feel more friction. He said that's
STI. So when you're having anal sex is the highest, riskiest sex you can have for transmitting STIs, STDs, all those sorts of things, because the butt doesn't make any lubrication. And when you're having rough sex in the butt and it's not as slick, it causes these little micro tears. The tissue inside the butt, super thin lining of membranes in the butt, tears very easily, and that's how bacteria and STIs gets in. So I hope that this person is using a condom, because if not, that sounds like herpes and and HIV.
You know what I'm saying?
All those different things.
Some people do like the pain from having sex. Some people don't. Sometimes the pain, I can tell you, if you are in a painful situation, no matter if you're the giver or the receiver, if it's too much pain, you should stop. You definitely should stop to figure out exactly what's going on, because you can hurt something, especially like guys with penises, like blood vessels in your shaft, and you ram something too hard and then a blood vessel breaks. Yo, that's a long time you ain't gonna have no pleasure and painful, because, well, I don't know personally, but a lot of guys who has had that, their response was like pain. I mean, it's this big little knot on the side, like you have a knot upside your head. It's a knot on the side of your penis, just like it's scary.
Have you seen it?
I have seen them in books, not in real life. I am not Gilly watching me. I am not a Gilly watcher.
So, to the answer to this, sometimes it hurts during sex, but just go with it. Don't go with it. Just stop. Your pleasure should be the most important thing to you. If it doesn't feel good to you physically, if it doesn't feel good to you emotionally, just stop. You don't have to continue. Put your pleasure, like, especially this was a woman that wrote this. If you're a woman, I want you in 2020, right now, to say that you're putting your pleasure above all others. Because that's what it sounds like to me. It hurts during sex. You just go with it. Okay. It's putting your partner's pleasure, like, okay, yours. I'm just gonna bear with this pain so they can continue and finish. No, we're not doing that in 2020 at all. We're not doing that. You deserve to get your rocks off. You deserve to be pleasured. You deserve to be heard. You deserve all these things. You deserve to feel safe. You deserve to feel respected. And if you're just sitting there, laying there, or whatever the case may be, just taking it and it doesn't feel good, stop.
But I appreciate the fact that you are a G like that, and you trying to take the pain to make sure your partner get off. That's kind of like,
no.
I don't recommend it either.
You do so. You just saying it. You just gonna say that.
But that's kind of. I mean, it's kind of cool. Like, you know what? Like, I know this hurt me, but I'm doing it for my partner. I'm doing it for them. Yeah, that's kind of nice. As women,
we ain't doing that no more. We ain't doing that no more.
Yeah.
You're the worst. You are such like a man's man. Like, you're so horrible with that kind of stuff.
Thank you.
You're supposed to be a feminine advocate.
I am.
You're supposed to be an ally. You be too far on the men's side of things. You don't think so?
I'm too far. I think I'm a man.
You are a man, but sometimes you need to stand up for the things that are going to help and propel women with their pleasure and everything like that.
Why would I want to do that?
You're not getting any dinner tonight.
I'm hungry, but it ain't for no food.
You definitely ain't getting that.
No, man.
Oh my goodness.
Nah. But no. I think there are. I mean, nowadays there are a lot of women who speak up and who are representing for the ladies, and they got an open. Dang, what's up, Riley? Riley making big noise. But there are tons of women out here that's doing stuff, doing good things. But but that also puts the guy in the back seat. Like, they don't know how far they need to go. Like, hey, can I say this? Can I do this? So it's much easier now. Like, the guys are also been in the back seat because the woman's pleasure is now in the forefront. Like, that's the only thing that matters. Got dick on your mind? Got dick on your mind?
I'm trying to listen to this spewage that you're saying.
It is. I mean, like, guys are secondary now. You go anywhere. We go out.
Guys are secondary? Oh, never.
Masculine guys are now being extinct. Straight up. You can sit there and say, I want a man's man. I want this. I want that. But
that's another topic for another. I'm not going into that with you right now. I'm not going into you.
It's a conspiracy, man. It's a conspiracy.
What answer say? What's your safe word? Charcoal.
Charcoal.
Our safe word is charcoal. But does anybody have any questions, any statements of what is something that's preventing you from having amazing sex? If we didn't get to your statement in this episode, send us a message. We will respond to it. And what else?
Yeah, that's it. Someone said that Tony should have his own channel. Call it
you can have your own channel.
Like, get to me, spotlight.
But you should do a Facebook group for Black men to talk about sexual issues and stuff like that. Because I don't think that y'all talk about things enough amongst each other and really get good information about things.
There are groups out here like that.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
But you should start one. I think you'd be better than whatever the.
Oh, thank you, baby. I appreciate that.
You should do that for guys to get in there and talk about. You could do it for guys in this area.
Man, I don't know. Let's see. I'll look into it. I'll do some research.
Guys, if any of you guys want him to start a group so guys can talk about sex stuff, then
they'll be talking about their child's mother's drama and like I got a girlfriend, I got a wife, and I got my ex-wife, and I'm having sex with all three. No. That's cool though. Congratulations for you. I have no problem with what they do.
I'm over you. Go ahead. Go ahead and sign us out.
All right. We're all freaks that get on the elevator. Only difference between us is which floor we get off on. And if you like us, you get off on every floor just to see what's going on. So stay sexy, my friends.
Bye, guys.
Oh, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe so that way on YouTube, so that way you guys get to see the next videos when they come out. Hit and if you already subscribed, hit that little like button, that little thumbs up. Yeah, just like it's like tickle it. It's like anal, like poop.
I'm ending you. Good night.